Hello, this is Mike Fay with Calvin Castine, and we're at Northeastern Clinton Central School for a CVAC girls varsity soccer action between the visiting Beekmantown Eagles and the Northeastern Cougars. For Beekmantown, number 3, Crystal Palmer. Number 7, Sarah Bingle. Number 8, Sarah Dumont. Number 9, Erin Daly. Number 10, Kelly Curry. 12, Tracy Duval. 13, Jill Rock. 14, Courtney Downs. 15, Heidi Fuller. 16, Jessica Crack. 17, Katie Munson. 18, Lisa LaCroix. 19, Chantel Renadetta. 21, Megan Donahue. 23, Jocelyn Underwood. 24, Janine Ward. 26, Chantel Duquette. 20, Stacy Fizzette, and in goal, Lisa Denny. Also number 25, Janine Coakley, not with the Beekmantown club tonight, and we want to wish her well. She's having some medical problem with her leg, unable to play tonight, and again, we want to wish her well from Hometown Cable. Hurry back. The Eagles are coached by John McCarty and assisted by Marilyn Denny. For Northeastern, number 1, Marta Silva. Number 2, Marie Bulris. Number 3, Heather Bulris. Number 4, Jess Babby. 5, Carmen Diso. 6, Hillary Watts. 7, Erin Casey. 8, Sarah Bayshard. Number 10, Hillary Peets. Number 11, Stacy Miller. 12, Shannon Casey. 13, Hillary Tremblay. 14, Trish Sample. 15, Erica Brown. 16, Erica LaFountain. 17, Jamie Nutt. Number 21, Jeanette Fay. 22, Sarah Bushy. 23, Shannon Stata. And in goal for the Lady Cougars, Heather Snide. Cougars are coached by Josie Gilroy. Tonight's referees, Bill Chase and Gary Kaiser. The last time these two teams faced was last week during the Northeastern Clinton tournament, and it was a great game. Beekmantown was victorious in a second shootout. The first half was a scoreless tie, with Beekmantown showing some great defense, and finally Karen Wirestall scored, giving Northeastern a 1-0 lead, and the Cougars seemed to have the momentum, but Beekmantown came right back. Coakley, as a matter of fact, about a minute and a half later, came back and got the tying goal. We went and played overtime. 10 minutes both ways, still tied, 1-1. Then we went into a shootout. After the first 5 shooters, it was still tied. And we went into the second shootout, and 2 shooters from each team into the second shootout. Beekmantown was victorious, winning by 1 goal. So the Eagles won that tournament. They want to come back and try and do the same thing, and Northeastern is going to try and change it up a little bit. They want to get a victory now that we're in CVAC League play. Tremblay clears into the center. Back out and taken by Sample. Sample with a chip to the far side. Babby gets there, pulls it back to her right foot, takes the shot, and the shot is deflected. Two Northeastern players trying to get the ball away from number 13, Jill Rock. It finally goes out of bounds, and Northeastern will throw it in. The last game, Lisa Denny, the goalie, Beekmantown goalie, was named MVP for the tournament. A well-deserved MVP, but what should have been maybe as honorable mention or a possible MVP also was Duquette in the center and Fuller and Underwood on the right and left wing, because they played one fantastic game. That should be a handball, and is. They played one fantastic game, shutting down Wirestall and Babby on the wings. That was Underwood on Wirestall and Fuller on Babby, and Duquette taking the rest of the field. She was everywhere. Beekmantown, a great defensive effort. Northeastern out shooting the Eagles 28-5 in that game. And this game has started much the same way. A lot of pressure on the Eagles. Casey outside, can't get it to Babby. Babby controls, but she's pulling it further away. Pushes out for Sample. And the Eagles defense trying to throw Northeastern off sides by pulling up quickly. Chested down nicely by the Eagles, and Palmer keeps it going up the wing. It's out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Tremblay, excuse me, stepped up too nicely by number, I think that's 26, Duquette. Tizette on the far side, can't control, it's out of bounds. Northeastern will throw it in. Tremblay down the wing for Babby. Babby. Fuller defending well, takes it away from Babby. Fuller still carrying into the center. A through pass intended for Downs. Downs, a nice play to get by Bayshard, pushes it back for Fuller. Fuller gets the shot off. Or it deflected over to the side where it was picked up by, I'll catch that number in a second. Fazette, and the shot from Fazette went wide. It'll be a goal kick for Northeastern. And Lady Cougars dodged the bullet. That looked like a pretty play coming downfield. Downs with a nice move to get by Bayshard. Wirestall with a lot of speed, carries up past Ward. A through pass for Babby. Excellent pass. Babby is there, takes the shot, and it deflects off Denny. And it'll be a corner kick for Northeastern. Lisa Denny with a great save off a fine pass from Wirestall to Babby. And Wirestall will take this corner kick for Northeastern. Nice kick out to the 18, chested down by Bulris. And handball is called. And the Eagles will put the ball in play. Underwood up the center, stopped by Rock. Now Bayshard carries to the outside, but can't get by Kelly Curry. Bayshard carries again through the center, pushes a pass over for Sample. Sample comes right back for Wirestall. Wirestall pass through for Sample. Sample keeps it going to the outside for Babby. Too far out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Eagles. Thrown into Denny, and Denny will throw it right back out again. Palmer in the center, broken up by Sample. She loses control, and it's a foot race. Tremblay gets there, pushes it over to the side. Now Bayshard. Downs gets it back into the center where it's picked up by Rock. Rock broken up, and Bayshard carries to the outside. Bayshard up the wing, it's out of bounds off Kelly Curry, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Bayshard throws in, up the wing for Wirestall. Wirestall gets by Underwood. One more to beat. Duquette plays it excellent. And cuts her off, and it's cleared by Underwood out of bounds. Duquette with an excellent defensive play again. She's taken up exactly where she left off in the first contest between these two teams. Underwood and Wirestall collide. Wirestall crosses far side. Picked up by Babby. Babby. Tremblay has it deflect at the 18. Picked up by Curry and cleared. Knocked down by Tremblay. Tremblay passes outside for Babby. Babby, Fuller defending. A through pass for, I think that's Nutt. Finally shot by Babby, headed by Wirestall. It stays in, and it's picked up on the near side by Brown. Miller still trying to control the ball, pulls it to the outside. Nice play. Rock, with an equally nice defensive play, takes it away and pushes it into the center where it's picked up by Peets. Peets outside for Babby. Babby carries back into the center. She'll get a shot from there. And the shot just goes wide. Denny just watches it go wide. and it'll be a goal kick for the Eagles. Bayshard steps up nicely to keep the ball in Northeastern possession. Pushes a pass over for Sample. Sample ahead for Peets, but it's broken up and cleared. Up on the near side for Downs. Downs carries back to the inside, then goes back outside, but Brown is there to take the ball away for Northeastern. Knocked out of bounds by Curry, and it'll be a throw-in for the Lady Cougars. 29-10 remaining in this first half. It's scoreless. Northeastern carrying pretty much most of the play, but the Eagles with one or two real nice offensive thrusts. And one play in particular, Northeastern lucky that the Eagles were not able to put the ball behind them. Brown from Wirestall. Brown goes further out. She has a through pass for Wirestall. Pushes it through, but it's broken up by Underwood. Waited just a step too long. Wirestall had 2 steps on Underwood, and a pass angled into the 18 about 2 or 3 steps sooner would have worked. But Underwood is there to clear it out. Cleared back into the center. Bushy will get there first. Pass over for Bayshard. Bayshard gets by 1, gets by 2. Bayshard to get a shot from there. She takes it. It's a long, high shot off the fingertips of Denny. Right on, and Denny had to be right there to make the stop and pull in the rebound. Sample. Chips near side for Wirestall, but headed out by Underwood. Now Sample again goes near side for Wirestall. Too far out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Beekmantown. Over the head of Brown, and Bayshard gets there. Knocks it out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Eagles. Underwood gets it right back again. Pushes it down for Curry. Curry up for Munson. Munson into the center and cleared into the Beekmantown end by Miller. Underwood in for Dumont. Broken up. Sample pushes one through, but Duquette should get there. Denny calls her off and controls the play. Denny quickly throws out, and it's grabbed by Palmer. Nutt pushes one through for Babby on the outside. Babby crosses, and who can get there? Nobody can get there. Nutt. And I don't know what the call was, but it goes against Northeastern, and the Eagles will put the ball in play. Underwood goes far side. I think it'll be too far. Yes, too far out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Tremblay has Sample in the center calling for the ball. Sample gets it back to Tremblay. Tremblay has some open room on the outside. Pushes through for Babby. And it's too far out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for Beekmantown. Nutt gets there, keeps it from going out of bounds, but the Eagles push it out. It'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Tremblay thrown in for Nutt. Nutt down the wing for Babby. Too far out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick rather for the Eagles. 25 minutes remaining. 25 minutes remaining in this first half. 0-0 is our score. Underwood into the center. It comes all the way through for Munson. Munson tried to get it back to Dumont, but it's intercepted by Brown, who goes near wing for Wirestall. Underwood, nice defensive play to get by Wirestall, and clears. Headed back by Bayshard into the centers, taken by Sample. And Sample goes near side for Wirestall. Wirestall crosses right back to the 18. Peets is there. She pushes the ball off her right foot, can't get the left footed shot off, and Nutt gets there, pushes outside for Babby. Babby will get a shot from there, and it's a hard shot, just wide, a rocket that just went wide, and it'll stay scoreless. It'll be a goal kick for Beekmantown. And Underwood puts the ball in play, taken by LaFountain just into the game. Pushes up for Wirestall, but it's taken back by Dumont. Now Bayshard with a nice play to keep it alive for Northeastern. LaFountain goes outside for Wirestall. Wirestall momentarily loses it, and the Eagle defense is there. That's Duquette to break it up. Finally out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Other Cougar substitutions. Fay is in, and can't see who's in on the far side. I'll get that in a second. Wirestall to the 18. Pushes a shot through for Fay. Fay turns and shoots. It's deflected. Doesn't get through. Finally, Wirestall with the shot just over the crossbar. Out of bounds, and the Eagles dodge another bullet. No. Miller. Broken up by the Eagles, number 10, and then finally taken back. Dumont should get there first. No, Fay does. Nice hustle. Wirestall cuts it back to the inside. She's got LaFountain all alone. Pushes a through pass that for number 25, and lo and behold, I don't have a 25. I think that's Heather Bulris wearing number 25. She's normally wears number 3. Pass down, broken up, and cleared by the Eagles. Back in for Babby. Babby cuts it to the inside. Pushes it back. Fay with the shot. Denny with the stop. And Denny quickly goes out near side. Rock can't control it, and it's a dangerous kick. And Northeastern will get an opportunity. From about 40 yards out, Sarah Bushy will take this direct kick. Bushy goes far post. Denny is there to make the stop. Denny with a nice punt out far side. Bulris gets there. And the Eagles break it up, push it through the center, and Bushy is there to chip deep into Beekmantown zone. Chested down by Wirestall. Wirestall still controlling. Gets by 1, gets by 2, but there's Underwood to break it up. Rock in the center. Carries and pushes far to the outside, but it's picked up by Tremblay. Tremblay, pass over for Sample. Sample keeps it going to the outside for Babby. Babby changes positions with Bulris. Pushes through for Sample. Sample can't get the give and go off. Controls and then pushes it through for Bulris. Pass through, and Denny is there. Wirestall able to get the ball from Denny. Pushes it back to LaFountain. LaFountain missed kicks. Finally fired by Fay, deflected off the defense, and now Bulris takes a shot. Northeastern with an excellent opportunity. An excellent opportunity at a goal. Just couldn't get the clean shot off. And it'll be a goal kick for the Eagles. And after that short delay due to this newly arrived rain that nobody asked for tonight, we're back to the game. 19:36 remaining. It'll be a goal kick for the Eagles. I'll catch up with the Northeastern substitutions. I see Shannon Casey out there. Some changes. Wirestall now playing on the left side. Fay playing on the right side. Pass through intended for Casey. Broken down by Duquette and cleared. Bulris takes it to the far side. Back to Sample in the center. Back to Bulris. She can't control, and it's chipped upfield by the Eagles. Sample gets there, heels the ball back to herself. Crosses to the 18. LaFountain is there, but it's broken up by Dumont. Now Wirestall comes near side for Fay. Fay tries to control. Broken up by Underwood, but it goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Bayshard throws into Fay. Fay crosses to midfield. Nutt gets there, chips back. Underwood heads it out. LaFountain, and now finally cleared, but not out. Shot in by Bulris, And it goes out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick for Northeastern. Looks like Wirestall with the corner. It's high to the box and headed out. Who wants it? On the 6. 3 or 4 people in there, but nobody can get a shot off. And 2 players collide. And both of them are down. That's another one of those calls that when 2 players are going for the ball and they collide in midair, how can one player be wrong and the other player be right? But a judgment call. And again, both players went right to the ground and didn't get up again very quickly. And Bayshard now on her feet. I don't know who the Beekmantown player is, but both coaches are out there. Well, both players went off under their own power. That's Jill Rock for Beekmantown and Sarah Bayshard crashed into each other just at the 18-yard line, both going for a high ball that was coming straight down. Call goes against Northeastern. Both players appear to be all right, but I'm sure they're going to take a closer look at them and put a little bit of ice on the noggin. And I don't know if I should say it, but Calvin said Bayshard ran into a rock. Now, Bulris, who replaced Bayshard, pushes through for Heather Bulris. Heather Bulris goes outside, intended for Wirestall. Fuller is there. Wirestall controls. Nice move to get by Fuller. Another nice move, but broken up and cleared by the Eagle defense. Tremblay is there. Controls, has some room to maneuver. She can get a good cross off. Push one through for, and it's in the net. It's in the net. Shannon Casey got the pass from Jamie Nutt, pushed it through for Erica LaFountain, who puts the ball behind Denny for a 1-0 Northeastern lead. And Northeastern draws first blood. A fine play on the outside by Karen Wirestall to keep the ball in play. Made a nice move to get beyond Heidi Fuller. Pushed the ball through to Nutt. Nutt with a low cross to Casey, and Casey kept it going for LaFountain. So LaFountain gets credit for the goal. Assist going to Shannon Casey at the 16-minute mark, gives Northeastern a 1-0 lead. A fine pass that goes out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for Northeastern. Heather Snide will put the ball in play for the Lady Cougars, and it's low, picked up by Nutt. Now up for Wirestall. Wirestall carries in the center and then sends a long pass up for Jeanette Fay. It's a foot race. Denny comes way out and clears it out of bounds. A fine play by Wirestall, nice pass, and Denny coming out to clear it before Jeanette Fay could get there to get her shot off. LaFountain, headed by Underwood. Sample gets there, deflects across for Wirestall. Could be a handball, and is. And Underwood, midfield, picked up by Bushy, taken back by the Eagles. Now Boris breaks that up. It's out of bounds. It should be Northeastern's ball, and is. Boris down the wing for Fay, off her shoulder, and knocked by Underwood into the center of the field. Miller gets there, but Rock keeps it going for Downs. Downs makes a move to get by Sample, but can't. Trish Sample with a pass through intended for Wirestall, broken up by Fuller. Sample tries to go the other way. It's broken up by Downs, and Casey picks up the loose ball. Casey with a nice move to get by one, passes up for Wirestall. Wirestall can't control and then does get it back. Keeps it going up for Nutt. Nutt gets by Duquette. She'll get across from there, and then he comes out to make the stop with LaFountain and Casey standing right there. Rock heads back across, and Tremblay miskicks into the center. Boris, with some good coverage on Rock in the center, is called for the hold. A little bit too good coverage, I imagine. But it'll be a direct kick for Beekmantown. Underwood with a low kick, trying to squeeze it through the center, picked up by Palmer. And it's fired wide. It won't go out of bounds, so Snide has to come out to clear it. Out of bounds. Snide came out to make the stop, figuring, it looked as though anyway, that she was figuring the ball was going to roll out of bounds. And when it didn't, she was forced to clear it. Throwing goes to Palmer. And Bushy clears out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick for the Eagles. Underwood. Bushy heads it out, and it's fired back in again. Fay chests it down. It's cleared to the outside. Given back to Underwood. With a low cross, Fay finally clears up through the center. Back out on the wing. Duquette is there. Duquette gets by one. Pushes it into the center where Sample pulls in for control. Sample goes outside. Rock knocks it down, and Bulris up the wing for Fay. She chests down, slips, and Rock gets there. Fay can't keep it inbounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Beekmantown. LaFountain goes outside. Broken up nicely by Underwood. Now Bulris chips near side for Fay. She can't keep it in, and it'll be a throw-in for Beekmantown. Off the head of Jill Rock, out of bounds, and it'll be Northeastern throw-in. Northeastern substitutions. Erica Brown, Sarah Bayshard back. And I believe, let's see, Hillary Watts in the center. And Hillary Peets on the left side. Stopped by Fay, carries into the center, broken up nicely by Downs. Bayshard takes it to the outside, pushes up the wing, and it's out of bounds off Kelly Curry. Northeastern will throw it in. Fay into the center for Sample. Sample for Miller. Miller back to Sample. Sample with a long shot, just over the top, hits the back corner of the net. And with 10:40 remaining, it'll be a goal kick for the Eagles. Underwood comes near side, off the head of Jeanette Fay, out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Beekmantown. Curry back into the center. Nobody there except Cougars. Bushy with a nice play to control it, pushes it through for Sample. Sample back to Bushy. Bushy over for Tremblay. Northeastern controlling nicely with some nice short passes. Broken up by Donahue. Out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Lady Cougars. Deflects into the center. It's picked up by Sample. Sample outside for Fay. Too far out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for Beekmantown. Bayshard settles. Gets it back. She's got Brown on the outside. Decides to cut through to the inside. Still controlling. Sarah Bayshard tries to cross, but it's broken up. Underwood comes away with the ball, keeps it in bounds. It gets by Fay, and Miller's there to chip back in for Northeastern. Inside the box, Denny calls off her defense and controls the game. 8:50 remaining in this first half. It's 1-0 Northeastern. Downs traps and pushes over for Palmer. Palmer goes far side, pass intended for Donahue. Broken up by Tremblay, and then Donahue gets it right back to Fazette. Fazette to Donahue, and broken up by Miller. Up for Bushy. Bushy has some room to carry. Pushes a pass through for Fay. Blocks it down but can't control, and Ward gives it to Underwood. Up for Rock. Broken up by Sample. Up for Fay. Fay over across for Watts. Watts keeps it going for Babby. Northeastern switching fields nicely. Babby gets by Fuller. But Fuller gets right back into the game and pushes Babby off the ball. Palmer. Up the field, taken by Bushy. Bushy back in the center, gets by one, but there's Duquette. Miller deflects over for Sample, and Sample with a long shot taken in by Denny. 7:30 remaining in this first half. Sample with a nice play to get the ball off of Curry. Sample switches over for Babby. Babby chests it down but can't control it. It goes in on Denny, who controls and throws back out again. Tremblay should get there first, but Fuller gets by two. Fuller still controlling with a long pass down the wing, intended for Fazette. Bushy should get there first. She does. Carries to the outside, but loses control out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Eagles. Beekmantown throw-in, knocked back out by Tremblay. And the Eagle throw-in, chested down by Sample. Miller is there to clear. Babby can't catch up to it. It's out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Eagles again. Inside for Rock. Broken up by Sample. Miller gets there. Goes one way and then tries to pass outside for Sample. Broken up, and Northeastern will throw it in. Sample keeps it going down the wing. Duquette is there. Headed back by Babby. Now Peets can't control it. It's out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Eagles. Throw-in gets by everybody, but Bushy's there to stop and clear out of bounds. 5:24 remaining. The Eagles will throw it in. Down the wing. Broken up, and Tremblay can't control it. It's out of bounds, and the Eagles do it again. Sample. And Ward pushes the long pass through. Snide quickly picks it up with Munson standing there waiting for any kind of a mistake. Outside for Brown. Brown, nice play to chest it into Daly, who knocked it out of bounds, and Northeastern maintains possession. Bayshard for Sample. Three players collide, but Sample comes away with it. Down the wing for Fay, but Underwood is there, or Duquette is there. Fay gets the ball beyond Underwood, but it's out of bounds, and the Eagles will throw it in. Be picked up Denny, and it's easily thrown in, and Denny will punt out. Into the center. Fazette heads to the far side, picked up by Peets. Peets out for Babby. Babby gets by one, comes back to the center, where it's picked up by Underwood. Underwood missed kicks to the far side. Sample with a nice play and a hard shot on net that Denny was equal to. Sample with a nice play, good hustle to get that ball back after it appeared the Eagles had control of it. Bayshard from Miller, broken up nicely by Rock. Bayshard pushes Rock from behind, and it'll be... No, Bill Chase said it's the other way. Bill Chase called it against Beekmantown, and Gary Kaiser called it against Northeastern, so they're going to split the difference and have a drop ball. Ward pushes up for Fazette. Fazette gets by Tremblay, but She recovers nicely to take control of it. Knocked off the ball, and the Eagles, here they come. Broken up nicely by Miller. Miller with some room to maneuver. Pushes to the outside for Peets. Peets has plenty of room to maneuver. She pushes up for Babby. Babby can't control it, but finally gets it back. Jess Babby pulls to the inside. Right to Palmer, and it's broken up. Now Sample switches fields over for Brown. Brown to Fay. Miskicked. Fay able to take it deeper into the zone with a good cross. And just missed. Peets just missed knocking that ball into the net, or at least trying to make some good contact with it. Pushed up. Palmer goes far side. It's too far out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. 2 minutes remaining in this first half. 1-0 Northeastern, and it's out of bounds. The Eagles will throw it in. Other than the early goal by the Lady Cougars, this game is pretty much the same as the last time these two teams faced. Just an up and down defensive battle with much of the play going in the favor of Northeastern. They're just unable to connect for a goal. A lot of the game has been played in Beekmantown's end, but Beekmantown, an outstanding defensive team, not giving up any goals other than that one early to LaFountain in the 16-minute mark of the first half. We're down to 109. 109 remaining in the first half. A long throw into the box. And it's deflected. Bullris took the shot, and it looked like it was going to be deflected beyond Denny, but it was deflected wide by, I think, Ward. Janine Ward got her foot on it. Bayshard with the shot. Deflects off the defense. And it's finally cleared again, and it'll be a corner kick for the Lady Cougars with 24 seconds. Northeastern's got to hustle to get this shot off. They've got plenty of time if they move it. It's crossed. Tremblay, chest down for control, missed kicks, and it's finally cleared by the Eagles with 7 seconds left. And that's the way this first half is going to come to an end. And the buzzer sounds, ending the first half. Northeastern 1, Beekmantown nothing, and we'll be back in a couple minutes for the second half. Second half underway. This 1-0 Northeastern lead. Babby to Tremblay. Tremblay still controlling. Pushes outside, and it's too far out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Beekmantown. Babby. Pass down for Nutt. Duquette is there just to watch it go out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for Beekmantown.
I just don't want to run my jacket.
Chested down by Nutt, taken by Babby, but broken up. Babby gets it right back again to Sample. Sample goes far side for Wirestall. Wirestall cuts it back to the inside. She'll get a shot off, but there's Ward to break that one up. Bolris with a nice cross. Babby's there, can't get the shot off. Beekmantown defense is right there, and it's fired high over the top of the net by Wirestall. It'll be a goal kick for the Eagles. And Underwood puts the ball in play. Comes near side for Donahue. Babby takes it right back again. Double teamed. Passes up for Nutt. Broken up and cleared by the Eagles. Up for Rock. Or rather Palmer. No, that is Rock. Babby. Back into the center for Miller. Miller. Over for Sample. Sample with a nice move to cut it right back again, but Palmer's there to break that up. And Bulris gets knocked down. And the call goes against the Eagles. Bushy will put the ball in play. Northeastern continuing to dominate in this game, but they remember well the last time these two teams met where they dominated that game too and ended up walking off the field with a loss. Offsides. After the initial hit, Beekmantown defense moved up. Cougars did not, and therefore the offsides. Fizette to the outside for Donahue. Back to the inside. Miller's there to break that up. Palmer with a nice play to get it back from Miller, and Miller with an equally nice play to get it back from Palmer. Miller with a long through pass, but Duquette is right there and clears. Marta Silva into the game. She is Northeastern's exchange student from Spain. Nutt back to the inside. She's stripped from behind by Megan Donahue. And Northeastern will have a direct kick from that point. Bushy with a strong foot going far post on a shot like this can create a lot of havoc. Bushy goes across far corner, and Underwood is there, chased down by Wirestall. Wirestall still controlling, broken up by Underwood. Bulris gets there, broken up again by the Beekmantown defense. I think that's Curry. And it goes out of bounds. Northeastern throws in, intended for Sample, broken up by Downs, but Bayshard gets there and knocks the ball out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for Beekmantown. Underwood. Bushy calls off the other defenders and chips it high back into the Beekmantown zone, headed out by Underwood. Now Bulris into the center for Sample. Sample back to Bulris. Bulris with a hard cross. Duquette heads into the air, and Underwood is there. She missed kicks back into the center, and Denny comes out and makes the stop. Tremblay should get there first and does. Broken up and out of bounds off Fizette, and Northeastern will throw it in. Tremblay to Babby. Babby heads it past Duquette, but Denny is there to make the stop, and it gets by Martha Sylvan. Drove in on Denny, and she misplayed it. It got under her and started rolling towards the line, but Denny able to recover and make the save. Bayshard gives way for Bushy. Bushy in a better position to get the kickoff, and she does. Fuller back into the center, where Miller takes it to the outside for Tremblay. Tremblay with a nice pass up for Nutt. Jamie Nutt missed kicks, trying to go down the wing, picked up by Fizette. And now Palmer with Sample. And holding called, and the Eagles will keep control of the ball. Fuller sets up for Underwood. The Skeeters are getting awfully bad here tonight. And it's too far out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for Northeastern. Where are the birds that eat mosquitoes on a night like tonight? And Bushy puts the ball in play for Northeastern up on the far side. Wirestall can't get to it. It's out of bounds, and the Eagles will throw it right back in. Headed into the center. Chipped by Snide, comes out, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be offsides called. I didn't see that. It looked like an awful dangerous play. I didn't see any offsides, but Mr. Chase in a much better position than I am.
Come on, Cougars! Beat 'em!
Bushy, a low kick up through center. Stopped by Sample, and she keeps it going. Duquette could get there, should get there first. Wirestall with a burst of speed gets by her. Karen Wirestall with the shot, just wide. A nice cross that Babby just couldn't catch up to. An outstanding play by two Northeastern speedsters. high into speed. Got by her and put a nice low cross that Jess Babby was just a step off and couldn't connect. An excellent scoring opportunity for the Lady Cougars. Bulris to the outside, gets by Fuller, tries to cross it, it's weak, and then he comes out to make the stop in front of Casey. Denny with a short boot, trapped nicely by Babby, pushed it into the center where it's picked up by Fizette. Fizette, partially broken up, it's out of bounds, and Northeastern will throw it in. Tremblay down the wing, stopped by Fuller. Babby is right there, tries to get by Fuller and does. Fuller recovers, Babby gets it right back again. She'll get a shot, it's just wide. A nice shot by Jess Babby that goes wide left. And Underwood puts the goal kick out, controlled by Bayshard. Downs and Bushy. Bushy gets there first and pushes up the wing, stopped by Underwood. Underwood still controlling, pushes to the outside, headed down nicely by Sarah Bayshard. Bayshard comes up and gets the deflection right back again, carries through center. Now back to the outside. A nice move to get by. And finally the shot. A nice run. A nice run by Sarah Bayshard. 2 or 3 nice moves to finally get that open shot, and Denny made the save out of bounds off Sarah Dumont. We were keeping our fingers crossed as we stopped for a second to change batteries, and Shannon Casey with an opportunity inside the 18 fired high over the top of the crossbar. Handball. Hillary Tremblay thought the ball was out of bounds. She tried to grab it with her hand, figuring she was going to have a throw in. Bill Chase says, no, you were standing inside the line, so it's a handball. Into the center, Downs is there. Very dangerous play. Bushy has to clear it out of bounds, and it'll be a corner kick for Beekmantown. A very innocent play. Started out very innocent, but Downs and Fazette forced Bushy to put the ball out of bounds quickly before they could get a shot on net. 29:07 remaining in this second half. It's still 1-0 Northeastern, but the Eagles pressing. Everybody moving. Nice play by Wirestall to stop it. And Fuller couldn't turn it. It's out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for Northeastern. Bushy. It's headed out of bounds by Fizette. And Northeastern will throw it in. Off Ward and Babby. Babby comes away with it. Pushes for Bulris. Bulris has it deflect to the outside. Babby saves it. Back to the inside, but nobody there able to connect. And Duquette clears back into the center. The only one there is Miller. Pass over for Sample, hits her in the back of the leg. She keeps it going for Bayshard. Bayshard back into the center, chested down by Casey. Casey knocked off the ball. It's loose. And Denny is there to make the stop. A lot of contact in that box, but defenders have to do that. They can't let those forwards get any kind of legitimate shot if they can help it. Bushy outside for Tremblay. Down the wing, Babby gives it up for Bulris. Nice play. Bulris covered by Dumont. Gets the ball around her, crosses, comes out to the 18, and it's cleared by Palmer. That's out of bounds, and Northeastern will throw it in. Tremblay knocked down by Dumont. Rock and Miller collide. Miller comes away with the ball. Broken up by Palmer. Into the center, Downs up through the middle. Bushy gives way for Fazette. Fazette goes wide, nobody there, and Bushy Pass up for Bulris. Bulris keeps it going outside for Tremblay. Tremblay still carrying. Pushed up for Babby. Now Sample up for Casey, but broken up by Duquette. Taken back by Ward. Ward goes outside too far out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Tremblay up for Babby. Broken up and cleared by Duquette after Fuller makes a nice defensive move. Bushy switches fields over for Wirestall. Wirestall has LaFountain cutting wide, but cuts it back to the inside for Casey. Off of deflection, Casey gets it back and finally cleared by Underwood. Knocked down by Miller. Rock takes it back. Jill Rock taken over by Miller, and the shot deflects off Duquette. Sample is there. Sample over for Babby. Babby will get a shot off from there. Goes far side over the head of Karen Wirestall out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for Beekmantown. 25-26 remaining in this second half. 1-0 Northeastern. Northeastern substitutions. Erica Brown back in. We have Carmen Diso in and Jeanette Fay in for Northeastern. Sample controls to the far side up for Wirestall. Wirestall makes a nice move to get by Underwood, pushes it back for Sample. Sample gets the shot off, and it's wide. And it'll be a goal kick for Beekmantown.
Give us the goal, boy! Give us the goal!
There you go.
Goal kick comes near side, taken down by Brown. Brown cuts right through. It looked like Fuller was leaning to the outside, expecting a pass down the wing for Babby. And Brown cut right through. Brown gets it off a throw-in from Tremblay. Fuller is there. Gives it to Duquette. Duquette clears up for Fizette. Miller is there. Makes a nice play. Outstanding play, Stacy Miller, to get that ball from the outside back to the inside to maintain control. Babby to the 18 with the shot. Just wide. Nice shot by Jess Babby. Babby must have, I'm going to guess 5, maybe 6 shots. Good quality shots toward the net in this game. And Underwood puts the ball in play, deflects to Curry, and then to Rock. Miller, still nice play. Miller pushes up for Babby, and she's knocked down. That took the advantage away from Northeastern after Stacy Miller made 2 nice plays to maintain control for Northeastern.
Come on, Cougars!
Now Bushy will put the ball in play with 22:40 remaining in this second half. Bushy with a nice ball for Wirestall, or rather, is that Sample? Trish Sample. Trish Sample with the assist going to Sarah Bushy gives Northeastern a 2-0 lead. A pretty goal by Trish Sample off a direct kick by Sarah Bushy. Sarah Bushy puts the ball inside the 18. It looked like it was about halfway between the 18 and the 6. And Sample was there to chip the ball high over Lisa Denny. Now we have a foot race, and Denny comes out to make the stop. Anyway, Sample chipped the ball high over the outreach of Lisa Denny for Northeastern's second goal. And it's 2-0 Lady Cougars, and the Eagles are in a hole, and they're really going to have to work to get out. Scoring 2 goals in 21 minutes, certainly not beyond their capabilities, but very difficult with this Northeastern defense, the way they're playing. Underwood puts it in play. Knocked down by Bulris. I'll catch up with Northeastern's substitutions in a second. Tremblay up through the center where it's stopped by Duquette. Duquette missed kicks, but nobody there except Ward, and she keeps it going. Up for Munson. Munson should get called for the charge, and she does, and Northeastern will take control of the ball. Not very far from where Northeastern just scored. I think it was a little bit closer, but not much. Bushy, low shot. It'll go wide. And Northeastern substitutions, we've got Aaron Casey's in there, Jeanette Fay into the game. Erica Brown is in there. Number 23 is Shannon Stata into the game for Northeastern. And I think that's it. And Heather Bulris into the game for Northeastern. Brown up for Bulris. Bulris tries to get it back to Brown and does. Brown can't save it. It's out of bounds, and Beekmantown will throw it in. We're down to 20 minutes. 20 minutes remaining in this second half. 2-0 Northeastern. Munson double teamed. Out of bounds off Munson, and Northeastern will throw it in. Jamie Nutt back into the game. Headed out by Duquette. And Denny comes out to make the stop on a play that looked innocent, but could have been very dangerous with Aaron Casey streaking in on the goal. I have a correction, and I'm sorry, it's Shannon Stata into the game. Long ball down, very similar to the goal that Coakley scored. Snide took a little bit too much time and then got it right back from Rock. I didn't know what they were talking, what transpired there. Northeastern looked like they were nonchalanting it and lucked out with Snide way out of the net. Any kind of shot towards the net, there was nobody there that was going to stop it. Bulris up through the center, picked up by Fuller. Fuller still in control, contained by Bulris, deflected by Bulris wide, stays in bounds. Heather Bulris pushes it back into the center, picked up by Miller off a deflection from Fuller. Back into the center, Nutt. And Ward is there. She gives way to Duquette, but Wire's still able to control. She has somebody up front. Could be offsides. I don't know. No, yes, offsides. That one I saw. I think that one everybody saw. That was an easy one. Into the center. And the call goes against Northeastern. And Beekmantown will put the ball in play. We're down to 17:47 remaining in this second half. Bushy chests it down and walks it out to Tremblay. Tremblay tries to go outside with it, but is overtaken by Daly. And it goes out of bounds, and Bushy, a long ball that Duquette catches up to, heads it back into center, and Ward goes up for Rock. Rock with a pass across intended for Bingle. Bingle and Bayshard jockeying for position. Bingle tries to go back for support, but it's out of bounds off Bulris, and the Eagles will throw it in. And who wants it? Finally Miller clears it, but Underwood puts it right back in. Bayshard. Bulris finally clears, headed right back in. Beekmantown not giving anything away. They want to score. And Snide makes the stop. Beekmantown not giving up. They got to take it one goal at a time, get one goal at a time. That should be a handball, and is, and Beekmantown will put it back in play. Underwood with a strong ball that goes wide, and it'll be a goal kick for Northeastern. Bushy up through the center, stopped by Curry. She goes outside. Munson is there. Munson can't control. It's out of bounds. Off nut, and Beekmantown will throw it in. Ward stopped by Tremblay, but Ward gets it right back again, and she'll get a throw in after the deflection off nut. Northeastern doesn't want to give them any room to operate. Fizette with a nice move, but Bulris equally nice. Clears up the wing for Beekmantown. Throws in, taken back by Bulris. Heather Bulris, nice defensive play. And I'd have to say that that was not a trip. That was all ball. Nut, a through pass. Denny misplays, and it was rolling for the net. And Casey couldn't catch up with it. Headed by Fizette. Now Miller goes through the center. Picked up by Duquette. Duquette carries, a lot of speed. Pushes up and knocked down by Bushy. Pass ahead for Wirestall. It's a foot race. If she can get there first, Denny comes out and clears it. Nice play, Lisa Denny. If Denny doesn't come out, Wirestall is in all alone with an excellent opportunity. Thrown in by Northeastern. I'll catch up with some of their, I think Shannon Casey's in. Hillary Peets is in. Jess Babby, I believe, is back in. I think that's Jess Babby. And Trish Sample is back in. I think that's all the subs that Northeastern just made. Babby on the far side. Crosses, and it's knocked down by Underwood. Babby gets it right back again. Jess Babby. And it's knocked out of bounds by Underwood. It'll be a corner kick for Northeastern. 2-0 Northeastern. Corner kick is low. Bayshard should get there. She chips high. And it's in the net. Sarah Bayshard from way out chips a high one that goes into the far corner over the top of Lisa Denny for a 3-0 Northeastern lead. Sarah Bayshard scores Northeastern's third goal of the game, unassisted at the 28-14 mark. A high shot from way out that went over top of the outstretched fingers of Lisa Denny into the far corner of the net. And it's now 3-0 Northeastern, and they're threatening for more. Sample chips high and wide, and it'll be a goal kick for Beekmantown. Goal kick out off nut. And Munson gets it off a deflection. Sample with a lot of hustle coming back to regain control. Trish Sample has room down the wing, gets by one. Sample with a nice move to get by again. Finally crosses inside the 18, and it's cleared out. Miller has a shot from there, decides to pass over for Peets, and it's deflected out. And call goes against Northeastern. And Underwood will put the ball in play. It's low, picked up by Sample and pushed right back in, out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Beekmantown. Duquette wants to throw to Denny and does. And Lisa Denny will punt out. A fine punt midfield. Bayshard is there. Sarah Bayshard having a great game. And of course, just as I say that, Fuller gets by Bayshard. Temperature must be dropping. You can see the fog lifting off the far side of the field as Miller goes down and a trip is called against Beekmantown. Bushy with a fine ball up headed by Ward. Taken by Palmer and a hustling Trish Sample, who is also having a fine night. Pushes it back to Bushy. Bushy carries through, gets by 3, gets by 4, still carrying. Has Babby on the far side, gets the ball to her. Jess Babby covered by Underwood, pushes it back to Bayshard. Bayshard with a shot on net, and Peets just a step off at the 6-yard line. Just one more step, and Hillary Peets looked like she'd been able to make some contact there. But it goes wide. It'll be a goal kick for Beekmantown. And after the timeout, Beekmantown puts the ball back into play. Peets with a nice play to step up, crossed over for Casey, and deflects in on Denny. Denny with the save. Quickly, Denny throws it right out. For Duquette, they've moved Duquette from fullback up into forward to get a little speed on the offense. Also, Rock is up there, broken up by Tremblay, up for Peets. Peets goes far side, intended for Babby. Picked up by Casey. Babby is there. Down the wing, intended for Bulris. Too far out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for Beekmantown. Erica Brown into the game for Northeastern. It appears that the Eagles have changed up a little bit. They've moved, as I said, Duquette up to center halfback, get a little more offense up forward. Fuller also moved up. And Rock is playing on the inside. Now she's playing on the left wing. So they've changed up to try and get a little more offense going, but that could be extremely dangerous. Well, it really doesn't matter at this point if you lose 3-0 or if you lose 4-0 or even 5-0. So Beekmantown has to do something in the absence of Janine Coakley. That is how you pronounce it, isn't it? Janae Coakley, sorry. Again, we wish her well and hope she gets back in the lineup quickly for the Beekmantown Eagles. She's an excellent soccer player. But in her absence, Beekmantown not being able to sustain any kind of offense tonight. And Coach McCarty is trying to generate some kind of speed up there, and he's got a break here with Curry. And she takes a long shot that's wide. And LaFountain with the goal kick. Under 6 minutes, 5:57 remaining in the second. In the second half, it's 3-0 Northeastern. Ward settles and clears deep in the Northeastern zone. Bayshard with plenty of room. Up the wing. Knocked back down by the Eagles, and Duquette picks it up, pushes it out on the wing. I think that's, that is a push. And the Eagles will put the ball back in play. I think that was Rock that went down. Yep. And Underwood with a long ball that snide comes out with 3 Eagles. Fizette. And I think that was Bingle.
There you go.
Brown up for Peets. And Ward clears it deep into Northeastern zone. LaFountain is there, and she clears it right back. Past the defense, but too far out of bounds for the speedy Hillary Peets. And it'll be a throw-in for Beekmantown. Over the head of the Cougar defense, Fizette gets there, pushes it down for Bingle. But LaFountain is there to clear into the center. Picked up by Sylvain. Sylvain trying to get by, pushes up for Bulris. Bulris back off the back shoulder of Martha Silva. And now Peets pushes up for Brown. Brown taken away by Ward. Broken up by Peets, but Ward still gets there and puts it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Jeanette Fay into the game for Northeastern, and Tremblay gets the ball by, and it's finally cleared. Tremblay settles with a low cross into the center, stop, and deflected back by Diso. Fay can't get there before it goes out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for Beekmantown. We're down to 3 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in this second half. It's 3-0 Northeastern. And Ward puts the ball in play up on the wing, intended for Donahue. Broken up, but the Eagles get it right back, but they can't control it. It's out of bounds, and Northeastern will throw it in. Bulris into the center, deflected by Sample, but then cleared by the Eagles. Duquette is there to break that play up again. Northeastern still trying to control. Underwood takes it to the outside. It's out of bounds, and Beekmantown will throw it in. Down the wing for Donahue. Broken up, and Miller gets there. Back down the wing, out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in again for Beekmantown. We're coming up to 2 minutes. 2 minutes remaining in this contest. Bayshard gets by one. Sarah Bayshard has it broken up by Ward. Janine Ward. Ball up through the center, picked up by Bingle. Bingle tries to go outside. It's out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Tremblay up for Fay. She heads it back for Tremblay, but it's intercepted by Bingle. Now Miller. Miller still controls, pushes up for Brown. Brown with some room. Cuts it back into the center, but it's broken up nicely by Lisa LaCroix. Out of bounds. Northeastern will throw it in again. This time Brown. Well, they rang the buzzer for substitution, but Beekmantown unable to substitute. Fizette pushes up for Duquette. The Fountain there to break that up, and it's chested down by Bayshard. 2 downs. Bayshard again comes away with it. Bayshard left it a little bit too far in front. Couldn't control it, and Palmer does. Up through the center by Tremblay. And LaFountain is there to deflect it. Duquette and Sample going against each other. Sample finally clears it out of bounds. And with 28 seconds remaining, and the clock's still running, it appears that unless Beekmantown can do something in the next 18 seconds, it'll be a 3-0 final. And of course, just as I say that, they've got an opportunity right inside the box. Finally not cleared, and over top of the net. Sarah Bingle with a goal on her foot. Put it right over top of the net. She was standing all alone, and she certainly wishes she had that back. But the buzzer sounds, I should say, ending this game. And we'll go through a quick recap. In the first half, Erica LaFountain, with the assist going to Shannon Casey at the 16-minute mark, gave Northeastern a 1-0 lead. That was a fine play on the far side on the left side, I should say, by Karen Wirestall, who puts the ball through to Jamie Nutt. She continued it on to Shannon Casey, who let a low shot go, and it was deflected by LaFountain into the net at the 16-minute mark, giving Northeastern a 1-0 lead. In the second half, Trish Sample from Sarah Bushy on a direct kick that went over top of the 18, and Bushy was there, or rather Sample was there to chip it high over Lisa Denny into the net for Northeastern's second goal at the 22-minute mark of the second half. Northeastern leading 2-0. And the third goal by Sarah Bayshard, unassisted at the 28-14 mark. From way out, Sarah hit a shot that just lofted over Lisa Denny into the far corner to give Northeastern the final 3-0 victory. A good victory for Northeastern, recovering from their tournament loss to these same Beekmantown Eagles that went into overtime and then finally lost it in the shootout. So they got a little bit of revenge tonight and defeated the Beekmantown Eagles by a score of 3-0. That's the way it was this 10th day of September 1996 at Northeastern Clinton Central School as the fog rolls across the field. Northeastern 3, Beekmantown